Then multitask. So welcome to the Keepers of the Golden Gate, session 88. Look at that, we're rhyming now, folks. It's the 30th of April, 2021. The malaise continues. And Ryan, the GM, here's the players.
Hiya, I'm Adrian, and I play Arya Bluebird, the Half-Elf Druid.
Hello, I'm Sean, and I play Bastiel, the Wolf-Forged Cleric.
Hey, I'm Scott, and for the time being, I'm playing Crumbar, the half-orc paladin.
Don't worry.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and I play Isla, the Tiefling Sorcerer.
Hi, I'm Callie, and I play Serene, the Firbolg Ranger.
That's us, right? Good. Guitar. I don't know why, I'm always just kind of expecting to hear Alex's voice still after that, and I don't know why that is.
Alex, you must come back just to do an intro.
It's like just I should just go get one of his old intros and just like clip it so I can just play it at that point so I feel okay about things. It's always like a comfort thing now. So there you go. We missed Alex in that one capacity so far. And probably the other. Sounded really. Anyway, what do you remember from last time?
Pain. I got taught how to dwarf.
You did.
Kin needs to be more dwarf.
Don't we all?
God, see, trying to remember
Great.
2 weeks ago.
Training montage. We tried to do research. It did not go well. We tried to do research again. It went better. We found a book called The Cradle of Creation. All about maybe the mountain predates the dwarves. Maybe wasn't created by Odin. And when they arrived, they were welcomed in by the warmth, brackets, home. Yeah. And then we left.
Anything else happen?
And then we went for pancakes.
Yep, pretty much.
I'm trying to remember if anything else happened in between that and the ending.
The answer was yes.
I'm assuming there was
War
stuff.
games.
What was that?
I have no idea why I
James?
typed GM with a cheeky face, by the way, to you, Scott, in the Twitch chat. Like, I now have just realised I have done that.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
It's fine. I have this instead. It's just about as accurate, quite frankly.
Mhm.
Also, I managed to get rid of most of like the blonde as well. I don't know if you have noticed.
Oh yeah.
Done.
It's not bad, not
Oh,
bad.
it looks
is
great.
it? I say me, it was all my mother's actual hairdressing talent that did this, but like,
Well done, Ryan's Benjamin.
yes. My well trained and fully skilled Benjamin, yes. Oh dear.
How every mother wants to be
Known as a Benjamin, yeah.
especially a highly trained and highly skilled.
It's fucking awful, yeah. Oh dear. But you know, it is what it is. And here we are.
So some other things happened, and then I remember ending on just creepy ass shadows showing up, and then look, it's
yeah.
Eremos, which makes me. I actually said this to Ryan. I'm like, is it Eremos or is it the Prince of Shadows just doing some kind of like, aha, I've got a Eremos costume.
My answer was we should be playing Terraria.
Yes.
We
I
didn't
like that
really.
that was obviously...
Yeah, we just talked about Scudnito and stuff.
Yes, we did. Okay,
That was obviously such a shock that I did not put it in my notes.
I know, I was looking back at my
shocked
notes
by
and I was
that.
like, I wrote High Rock Lunch in the biggest fucking letters.
It's very important.
Yeah, evidently. It's also got a tick next to it, which I don't understand. Like,
That's
as if it was
Get
a
lunch?
to-do list.
Like, did you finish the lunch?
No, I feel we've just
you said you
arrived.
before.
Oh, anyway, what else happened in session 87?
For Stuart's list, because obviously we just arrived in there before, so maybe with his bucket list. it off.
Yeah, true. Maybe that was it. Yeah, that's maybe actually why I ticked it off. Receivers on fucking bucket list on my notes. Oh dear. This is when the game's definitely taken its toll. I don't think you can see it right, but remember I told you my sister got me that jacket that made me feel like Bucky, that little bit, because it felt more like a jacket he'd wear. I am wearing it now because this room is quite cold that I'm in, because I've had all the windows open because it's actually been lovely here today. But I don't know if you can see it. I'll put the light up one more. But it's like a nice little smart jacket.
Oh,
I'll even I'll
Nice.
very good.
do a wee zippy
I
up
like
bit.
that. Oh yeah.
It's alright. You know, I don't have a silver arm, get a silver hair though. You know, I'm almost
Oh,
there.
Ryan, I just feel are those your new fancy glasses?
Those are the ones that you very much like. These aren't the fossil ones. It says I wear these ones today, but they are. As I zoom in.
Yay, fancy glasses.
Yes. Because I badly needed new glasses. So anyway, anything else to recall from last time?
Sandra Bella is engaged to the judge.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Oh, we Dondra. Like what's she up to, honestly. You know, more and more I'm realising the game's just becoming a bit hard.
Declined my gooseberry.
Yeah, he was not a fan of the Goodberry spell. No, he was like, he's not somebody who partakes in conjured food, I think was his weird phrase.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the most elitist fucking thing somebody that can summon feasts could say. Yeah, it's like I can summon a feast, but I would never eat from it. You know, it's one of those, throat shame.
I feel like we keep warming up to him, and then he says something, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah, it's like those relatives you've
Two
got.
steps forward,
That's
one
what
step
it
back.
is.
Yeah. He then does something, and you're like, oh no, now I think you're a dick again.
And then he acts all upset that we kind of don't like him, you know?
I
Come on.
like them.
Well, you're
Oh, hey,
like
was it last time that Wizards versus Dragons got invented? Was that the time before?
Yeah.
Dragons
last
versus
time.
Wizards.
Yeah, Dragons versus Wizards. Yep. I never
Yeah,
wrote
that
down
was a
either.
thing.
Yep. So
did.
good. Okay, yeah. So let's have a quick nosy at some golds then. So we currently have used Ardak's resources to find out more about the Eye. Learn who took the Rod of Pa off Vishal. Learn the artifact's name and use. Call the GGW. Successfully commune with the High Druid. Personal goals. Arya, what's your personal goal?
I need to talk to nature.
Yeah.
As in, commune with nature to learn about the heart of the mountain.
And Bestial.
I'm here to see Flitwick and install the arm I found.
Yeah, it's all Wrath of the Lich. Wait a minute. And Serene.
Still want to know who has control of Gestoria.
Who is Gestoria and what does she do? Yep.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, you get what I mean. Yeah. Isla?
Get Crumbar out on quest bail,
Yeah.
either by learning all of Dwarven lore in 24 hours, or asking
After lunch, of course.
very nicely. Yeah.
And Crumbar.
Cry. Just cry.
Well, you've
I am
spelled
going
that like a choir. Just so you know.
I am going to try to acquire the Black Fang Spear.
Ballsy move. Just imagine
Right.
the game opening with like a tackle.
Technically, if it gets stuck in me, I did acquire it, so XP.
There is a
Right.
context we hope never to lose from that sentence.
Why that? This session's gonna be like audio manipulated for my court days.
Honestly,
one day.
though, I feel like this is the type of session you need this type of attitude back when we've had 2 weeks off and everything's kind of stressy in the game. So, yeah. It's fine.
Yes, in the game. I'm not stressed at all, right?
Not at all. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Stares at
2 years
camera.
down the sink.
Yep. So anyway,
Yay!
that's our goals, right? That's definitely our goals. We've had 2 weeks to change them, so if you haven't changed them in 2 weeks, then that's definitely like that's it. So, one other little aside I will say is Jeff Goldblum's going to be playing D&D as a sorcerer on a podcast.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
So that. Oh my
Like-
God.
I've seen that, and it's
What
like,
world do we live in?
I don't know, but I'm here for it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, he still never replied to my request if he wanted to come play Terraria with me. But that's fine.
Oh, what it.
I know. I don't even, yeah, I need to go check my Instagram to see if he's actually even seen the message, because I doubt it. But yeah, it was on his official Instagram, and it's like, I was calling it, there was daybloom plants that I was trying to grow en masse for potions. I was like, Operation Jeff Daybloom, that's what I'll call this stream. And I thought, I may as well, while I'm here, I may as well just extend the olive branch to Jeff Goldblum to see if he wanted to come, just to come hang out. Because that'd have been cool, right? He didn't. So that's fine. Just like how in the sequel game of this,
It's Ross.
we invited Vin Diesel to come play with us on Twitter and he didn't reply. That's fine. Don't worry about it, Vin. I forgive you. So, yeah. I think we'll open the game with Crumbar.
no.
So, to reset the scene, you're in the Dwarven prison cell. All the fancy kind of Art Deco style kind of intertwined bars of kind of like, brassy gold colour, all kind of filtered out very decoratively in front of the cell itself. And then all the shadows that seem to like coil around it all as if taking like, big shadowy fists gripping at the bars, just squeezing to the sound of kind of like metal being, forced in directions it doesn't want to go in. And then as it just gets pulled aside, the shadows all coalesce in the middle and through steps Eremos. And he just tilts his head up so we see his face and get the full dramatic reveal, with his long cascading black hair. And he looks up at you. And he just tilts his head slightly in acknowledging that you're here. Step through, stands up, and then just looks at you for like a good 30 seconds of silence. Do you break the silence or do you wait?
I'll just, just kind of look up and be like, I'm literally thinking to choose my words so fucking carefully.
Think out, like, have a player agency moment. You have a team.
I'm just thinking, like, what would be a way to break the silence here? I'll just kind of look up and be like, oh, good to see you again, Eremos.
I think you can see his shoulders relax after you say that. And then
Can I roll insight to see if it's all the things that I said it was going to be?
you can roll insight if you want to kind of gauge like what's.
Yeah, kind of. If I can gauge his intent.
Yeah, you can try. Yeah, definitely. Why not?
Insight.
'Cause we'll get a roll
where's
this session. So
Insight. Boom.
nice.
I get 18 worth of your insight.
Yep. Well, imagine you know more than a 17, but just slightly less than a 19. Very
Right.
good, buddy.
So, how much damage is that?
Probably a lot of like psychic damage for both of us.
Yeah.
We'll just split it. It's fine. But yeah, you see, as if you've had a kid come and tell you that they've done something wrong in the past before. Because Crumbar obviously having a kid. I know, shock horror, everybody. But like you've had that happen in the past, where like your kids come up and be like, "Oh God, I need to tell Dad something's happened." Like this isn't a million miles away. It's not quite that, right? But there's definitely that air. Like there's no air of like you're in danger here. Like this isn't.
Yeah.
This is more reminiscent to the Eremos you knew, right?
Oh, okay.
Only with the body language, the way he's carrying himself. But it's definitely like the 21 or whatever year old version of him that you've seen more recently.
Question.
Yes, Beyonce.
Is he wield... Oh, you do that every time.
Every time I can't not do it.
Fucking
It's
gets
just
me.
part of my programming.
It's mostly the fact that it's still trips me.
It's just funny.
Is he wielding anything at the moment?
Just your
Like-
anticipation.
Just my anticipation, cool. So no spear-shaped
I don't know what your anticipation looks like.
things. I don't know either. Who am I?
So yeah, he's
Yeah,
no,
no
he's
worries.
just standing there in his very nicely fine-looking tailored suit.
Okay, I would be like, I'll just continue on. I'll be like,
So like, you have like, so you do that right now, where he gets to reply. So you'll say that to him. It's good to see you. You've rolled your insight to gauge, am I in danger here? Or what's actually going on? And this
am I
feels
about
more
to get insta-gibbed?
yeah, and this feels more like somebody's like not looking forward to the conversation, right? I suppose is the better way. Like
Oh,
yeah. And then he goes to speak and he stops himself. And then he looks around the cell. And then he just looks back at you. Like his hair like falls over his shoulder. And he says, why are you here?
and on that, I just kind of, have a bit of a laugh to myself, and I'm like, oh, how long you got?
And then when you say that, there's that kind of like, again, that almost stoic look that he keeps to himself. That kind of like porcelain face that he has. And he looks over to like the kind of little kind of, no, the desk that's just a bit of stone slab that comes out the wall. He just goes over and just like leans against that. Doesn't say anything, just leans against that and then just looks at you as if he's getting comfy.
Yeah, I'll be like, well, good that you're comfy. You may be here a while. And I'll just kind of explain to the whole scenario of how, I ended up in this cell, being like, well, got a fancy smancy weapon. This thing came down from the Heavenly Host arsenal thing. They followed me about. Turns out that they were not going to get stopped by anything. A bunch of dwarves got killed. I'm getting the blame for it. But gave up the sword so that they would leave. So me, and I'd probably make a joke. It's like, yeah, so I gave up a weapon. Me, weaponless. Remember? Like, could you imagine such a thing? And then just basically like say that when I came back here, I may have been in a bad mood and said something that upset the Winter King, and I got chucked in here, and now I'm getting trialed for second, third, fourth degree murder. Fifth. How many of them actually died? That way you kind of see me lose my own wee train of thought, thinking like, shit.
And he doesn't interrupt at any point. He just lets you kind of like put her out, right? Like you just kind of keep talking until you realize you're still the only one talking.
Yeah, and then I'm just kind of like, oh, sorry, were you gonna?
Yeah, no, like as like you can like kind of put her out. If you cut yourself off and ask him something, carry on.
Yeah. I was gonna cut myself off and be like, anyway, that's my story. How'd you end? What are you doing here? Good to see you again. After all, it's been a while.
Looks at you. Yeah. There's a look that crosses his face that you can tell from your 18 on him that you. It's somewhere between like regret and shame, right? It's on his face.
I'll just say to him, it's like, no judgment here, son.
As you say that, his eyes like quickly dart back to you to hold your like eye contact when you say that.
I'm assuming that what you're giving me is it's like he's wanting to say something, but he's kind of
like he's obviously like dancing around it, right? And
yeah, okay, no, just make
you're acting perfectly right. And then he does he stands up, so he's no longer leaning against the kind of stone desk, and he says, "I figured I owed it to you to come see you again. Many things have changed since we last were friends." And he kind of like his eyes clearly are scanning something on the floor, and then he looks back at you when he finishes his sentence, waiting on the reply.
And I'll be like, I'm sorry that you don't consider us friends anymore. I still consider you one.
After everything.
And I'll be like, I guess I'll just say to him, I was like, you've done me no wrong.
There's again another look like he doesn't know how to take that. You know,
I
like
mean,
when
well, he hasn't.
but no, the look when you say something to someone and their brain shuts down to the point where like I don't know how to function just now. That's the look he's got. That's obviously like doesn't
Okay.
understand
Oh,
why you wouldn't be
I know.
angry, right?
Oh, know what I'm gonna say? I'll just say like, I'll just be like, yeah, be like, you've done me no wrong. And I'll be like, it's if anything, I should have tried harder after Magna took you back, and I'm sorry for that.
I think when you say that, he looks away, and he's kind of like doing that thing where you're staring at the side of the cell, and he says, "There isn't exactly much you could have done, so I don't hold that against you." He's not looking at you; he's still just looking to the side.
And I just say that and think, you don't need to turn for you don't need to turn for me. For a start, you're not a child anymore. You'll need to explain that one to me, actually.
I think he looks back at you and says, "If there were time," and then he kind of like he takes like a half step forward, and almost like thinks better of it, and then says. He looks at the door that he's obviously like the wall that he's pried open, and looks back at you, and he says, "You don't even you don't have to stay here. Why do you?"
Because some stories are worth being told.
And is this your story? And he like gestures to the cell, implying everything you've just told him that got you here, right?
I'll just kind of like, lean back and be like, this is just the prelude. My glory will come. I would love it if you were standing beside me when it does.
He smiles, and then he kind of like, it's like he's pained and he pushes the smile away, right? Like in the sense that you can clearly tell he wanted to smile more, right? And he forces it to leave his face, and he says, "I'm pleased that things haven't changed you."
I'll be like, we all change in some way or another. Let's just hope it's always for the better, eh?
He kind of just like tilts his head to the side and nods, and he's like his hair again all falls to the side because it's all that wonderfully silky, smooth, black, porker straight. Really jealous of him here, and yeah, it looks like it kind of like straightens himself up a bit, and he says, "If this is your story, then I shall leave you to it. But if you wish to leave, I can take you."
And I'll be like, where would you take me exactly?
He just smiles. And he just looks at you. And he says, "Where would you go?"
Exactly. I've not really got many options. I'll be like, I appreciate the offer, Eramos, but I think I'll stay put. But before you go, know that you're always welcome with us. And I really don't have the grounds to ask, but we do still really need your help.
I know. He just like nods, like as he's kind of like half staring at like your shins or some shit like that. Just he's not holding eye contact, but he's not looking away. He's just doing that thing where he's like, I know.
I'll just say to him as well, I'll be like, well, I know, and I'm just gonna like reach out my hand and I just like kind of like palm up, and I'll just say to him, it's like, that spear is a great burden. Let me carry it for you, and I'll make sure it's used to do what's right and fix the world.
So say they all. And he just gives you like a severe look. Sadly, the spear is my burden.
Guys, any input here on how I could maybe
Yeah, two giant like parallel lines
twist
appear
these
on the
around?
screen, and it just pauses, and then we ask the
Yeah.
players
Yeah.
how they feel about the moment.
Maybe ask him if he would come to us when we have all the other components and are looking to put them all together.
Mm.
Yeah, come join our Megazord when it's time. Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I hear you. Don't worry, I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Or how do we free you from whatever's influence
Yeah.
is making him do all these things he obviously doesn't want to do?
Yeah. I'll maybe actually I'll
Because he's
private.
obviously not on their side. He's Bucky essentially. He's been forced into doing things.
Okay, right. Let's pry this can of
Moss
tuna
looks
a
at his
little
arm.
bit
Where did
more.
this metal arm come from?
I'd
It
be
just
like,
appears.
you sound like someone with regret. Tell me, why have you been targeting the people you have been?
Gives you like a more severe look again. He says, I would not speak to me of regret. And he stares at you, as if judging.
I'm like I said, no judgment here. And as you know, I am full of regrets. And I just kind of like, you see me just kind of where Vishal's power word kill would have probably hit me if it was such a thing. You just see me kind of like grab hold of that and be like,
I don't think there is like an impact, but there can be 100% if you want there to have been. Yeah,
yeah,
you can
okay,
be marked somewhere.
I'll just
Or if you
probably be
wanted,
like,
where I was gonna say Bashal, where Bastiel brought you back, maybe left a mark.
yeah, we'll say
Like
that. We'll
paddle
say that there's
burns.
like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so just kind of probably be over my heart, considering Bastille probably just worked as a giant defibrillator, right?
I mean, I don't know how Bastiel works. Nobody does,
Yeah,
to be honest.
no. But yeah, so just do that.
Yeah.
Something like
And I'll just
I thought that was the point, that nobody knows how Bastille works.
yeah.
It's a kind of magic.
Anyway, before I forget what I'm wanting
Yeah.
to say, and I'll just say to him, I just want to understand what you're going through more.
He softens up when you say that, and he excuse me for guessing. He almost looks like somewhere between sad and sorry. When you're saying that to him, and he takes like a step towards the obviously the bent bars, and then he stops and kind of turns like half back towards you and says, I do appreciate everything you did for me. My life would not be the same without you in it.
And I'll be like, you don't have to leave. But if you want, if you must, is there any way that we can contact you? I know Aria would love to have to be able to talk with you again.
And I,
You miss
her,
each other.
kind of like nods to that, like kind of like deeply real. Maybe you realize he definitely does still give a shit, right? Like you're noticing that. He says, "If you are not to leave here, then it's best I do."
Right. Guys, what do you think? Stay or go?
Either way, I don't like this guy at all. So I'm biased.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
But there's a reason why he's not going to hang around here. He's fucking, fucking top of the dwarven most wanted list.
Arya, you kind of have the most experience with him outside of, everyone else. So, what do you think?
And of Scott's bad decisions. So, what do you think?
If you go with him, you're gonna be a fugitive forever.
Yeah, I'll basically
you-
never be allowed back.
You know how it works. Like when somebody tries to evade the process of justice, they're almost automatically considered as being more guilty. Because why would they run if they're innocent?
And it might
so
make
I
Don
don't know
Drabella
what to
look
tell
bad.
That's secondary. But yeah, I think you'd be a freaking fugitive forever, and I wouldn't know where to find you. Like I wouldn't know where to find you. So if you went with him, there's a good chance you might have to. I don't know if rewrite the character or just like poor Ryan having to deal with a split party for good knows how long. So I don't know.
I just let Scott play Rasira for a bit.
There's ramifications in and out of game. Oh god.
Okay. I'm gonna stay, just because.
I don't know. Do whatever you feel, but yeah.
Like, part of me really wants to go, but there's also a part that I feel like there is still the chance that I could go with him, and then boom, Venus flytrap, no more crumbar. So.
Is that how you see him going out? Is it?
I don't know, like that, or he could be like, "Oh, meet my new bestie, the Red," and I'm like, "Ah, cool, Bernie Fire Death." It would just be like, remember that scene from Terminator? That. Right. I'll just say to him then. I'll be like, I'm going to stay. I need to see this through. This is more than just about me. It's about the rest of my party. But, like I've asked, is there any way that we can contact you? We will need that sphere when it comes to fulfilling for closing the breach. You remember that, what that was like?
Almost like affirms himself, like with posture, right? So he kind of like, as if like quick intake of breath, like, and then he takes a step like just through the bars, and then turns back to you to look at you inside the cell again. And he says, "I don't think I'll ever forget the abyss. How could you?" And he looks up at you. You can see like the eyes of young scared Eremos from like the abyssal like fucking journey you took him through. Demons and darkness. Yeah, wasn't exactly an amazing picnic.
Did you ever write a book about it? Or book's no longer your thing?
He kind of smiles at that. And he looks back at you and he says, "I hope to. When this is all over."
Are you going to help us end it? Kind of being like,
Yeah.
Will you give us a spear?
He kind of looks at you. And he says, "If I could end it now, I would. Know that. I'm not here for the deaths of innocent people."
I am going to.
Cheeky insight. So I thought that was going.
No, well, I want to go up and hug him, but I'm like, if I do, will I get shanked? Okay, better plan. I'm going to walk up to him and just try and see if I can just assuringly put my hand on his shoulder.
Yeah, you will be reaching through the big gap he's made in the bars and stuff. Yeah, remember he's walked through the other side. But yeah, you could go in for a hug if you wanted. Like, it's up to you. He hasn't given you the I will shiv you vibe, so
I don't think it's Crumbar's MO to hug, so I'm just gonna do
awkward manly pats.
Yeah.
There, son.
And I'll just I get hand on his shoulder, be like.
I think when you do it, he kind of just tilts his head to the side and just acknowledges the hand on his shoulder.
And I'll just say to him, it's like, all we need is a spear, and then we can finish it. We have everything else we need. Please.
He looks at you when you say that, and he just says, "All I am is the spear," and then he fades away like ink dissipating in water.
As he does, I'll try and grab for it.
Yeah, and then you just hear the bars starting to be pulled back into place. So I assume you pull your hand back in. Or you just leave it out, just Crumbar stuck halfway through the bars, the old guy will fix this somehow. It's fine.
I'll pull my arm back in.
You do have time to jump through if you wanted to. You would have time to air quote get out of the cell.
Yeah.
Don't know where you'd go, but you'd be out of the cell.
I'm going to pull my arm back in, and I'm just going to bang on this and the rails just to kind of make a noise.
Okay, yeah.
And just shout out and just be like, "Oh man!"
Okay, yeah. I think that's where we cut the other gang. So, other gang, tell me, how's High Rock?
Damn.
Did we find a good brunch place?
With a chance of rain.
So, let's start with who the fuck was up to what in High Rock right now? Because I feel like people had stuff to do. Because weren't you waiting to go for lunch? I think I said there was you could have an hour if you wanted to do stuff before lunch, or just go straight to lunch. I remember I was quite easy-ozy with what you wanted to do. So, what's the plan that you are there? So obviously I know what Bastiel's up to. I know what he wants to do, but
yeah,
I know that's checkpointed in at some point in High Rock.
Break off, and I'll tell them I'm going to Flitix and
have the scene. Yeah. So you just turn to them and say,
"Okay." So we get there. What was the last thing we said before we left? It was
because remember he's all stepped in and
get something to eat.
You were aiming for the park, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not the square with the governor's mansion next to it, but the park that you said there was an apple tree and stuff in.
Yeah, I figured that it'd be less people and less attention.
So you go there, and the park's full of people. Chock-a-block, lovely sunny day. Taps off. Aye, taps off.
With those little metal barbecues.
Yep.
You see Arya visibly kind of whoops, that sort of face of I done fucked up. But they probably wouldn't really mind.
People give you a passing glance.
Into existence.
Some of the closer people maybe move slightly further away just to give the group of randos a bit more berth. Yep. But beside that,
just in case more pop up.
Yeah, obviously high magic is the thing in this world, right? It's just not everybody can do it.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's not unusual. So yeah, that happens, and then I guess is when Bastiel leads in with his "My people need me" chat.
People.
What?
People.
It's just that thing where we're all too shy
Sorry,
to RP with each
Sorry,
other.
the call's cutting out.
Your connection's very bad.
Okay, hold on.
This is good. Oops, bad again.
Go change thingy. I'm gonna go.
Okay. So while Bastiel reboots after travel, what's everybody else doing?
I'm not dead, which is good.
You're also not in the same timeline at the moment, so don't be so sure about that yet.
Don't confuse us.
Was I ever?
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be a massive help, because I feel like Crumbar, I don't know whether this is the Winter King's decision or the dwarves, but we could maybe ask if if Cyril could help. I look very concerned about this. Like, it feels like asking favors from a head teacher, and I don't really want to do that. But I feel like I'm supposed to be like, we could ask. Like, I look uncomfortable.
Fair.
But I'm offering it up to the rest of the party. If they think it would help. Talk.
It looks like she's considering it, and she's going to say, help. How?
Well, I'm not really sure. I feel that depends on how much of Crumbar's situation is, well, his situation. I also feel, not to throw him into the fire or anything, but there maybe should be at least a discussion about what happened, and people need closure. So I don't think I'm opposed to a trial in and of itself. Oh, sorry. Is that mean? I'm very sorry. She's trying to look if she's now gone, oh God, am I that person who's asked for more homework? Oh no. I'm that person at the end of a lecture when the lecture goes, is there any questions? I'm that person who's gone, I have a question. Oh.
Yeah, me.
I am that person.
Yeah, I'm that person as well, don't worry.
Oh, okay. I missed that for a second there. Was that to Arya?
It was to everyone in general. It's basically like Isla saying, if you guys want, she could try and ask Cyril, but she's also like, she doesn't necessarily think it's a dragon issue. She thinks it's a dwarf.
Yeah, agreed.
And it's kind of circumventing him. But she's happy to throw.
It's like trying to play the trump card, isn't it? It's going, I know, I see that we're playing, dwarfy, who wins, but I'm playing dragon, fuck your dwarfs. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And she kind of feels uncomfortable with that, because she, as she was saying, sorry, Crumbar, she kind of feels like a trial isn't the worst thing. But
you're basically condemning me to a timeout, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think you should get a naughty step, on like a slap on the wrist.
But I might not get a slap on the wrist.
I know, that's
an
what
axe to the neck.
I know. That's why she's That's why she's offering.
Yeah, Bastiel will say, well, I believe the white outranks the blue. It would be a needless blow to your reputation to drag her into this unnecessary display. We can leave her out of this. Don't worry.
Yeah, Isla will look very relieved at that. Yes, I may go and, as we're here, although it's been like what, half an hour since I reported in.
No, I think it's been a couple of hours.
Like a day. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think, yeah.
I'm trying to remember if we knew about Crumbar being in prison when I reported. I
don't think so.
Okay. I might go and at least check in and let her know we're here. And that we're not, I'm going to look at everybody, planning on staying long.
Fair.
Arya just nods, kind of like, this is some weird, interaction, people, social stuff that she doesn't quite understand, but she just nods and she accepts it because, obviously means something to you. So Arya's like, okay.
Where's Cyril? Someone goes, Cyril?
Oh, I forgot he was here.
And dragon. already there's a parchment scribbling. Please, could you expound upon this?
Oh, well, I was raised by Dragonborn and dragons.
And how is that connected to the governor?
I did not mention the governor.
Cyril was mentioned.
Oh, do we know?
And
I
the
did debate that. Sorry.
the loudest parchment scrib, like you can hear the scratches so loud.
You have given away your boss's secrets.
Yeah, I have. Oh, I really do.
Uh-oh.
I think you done did a bad.
It did. It done did a bad.
I had to sit so quiet
I mean,
through
not
that
as
whole
bad as
thing.
Crumbar, so not quite as bad as Crumbar, but you know.
No one does as bad as Crumbar.
I was debating. I couldn't remember what title I would have used, so I went with her name.
That's okay. But you'd be caught up in the excitement of being able to use her name. It's totally acceptable.
Yeah.
So he's like kind of half in your face, excited, trying to like pose questions to you now.
You've got a friend.
I don't. Oh. Can I hide behind someone taller than me, which is everybody?
Yeah. A small kid runs by who is 2 feet higher than you. Oh dear. Yeah. I think Rosaria just turned and looks at this. Well, can anyone elaborate?
Don't say anything. I'm like crouched on the floor now, trying to like, you know that thing where there's loads of numbers around your head where you try to think your way out of something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm tempted to, but as Arya, just say yes. That's all, you know, like yes.
You're Arya. You do you.
I don't think that'd be very much her. That's the thing. It's a bit bitchy.
Sarah.
How much do you wish you had smoke bombs right now?
So much. Considering thunderstep, but it would hurt you.
Oh dear.
Do you think if we get him like blind as drunk, he'll forget?
No, he's written it down.
As if those things can't be stolen.
I love the idea of getting him so drunk, but trying to tell him things while he's drunk, so the parchments appear. And then going, no, I need to talk about something else. This isn't the right one. Like a dumb mini game in like a Harry Potter video game or something. Oh dear. Ridiculous. So that's an awkward scene, I guess, in the gardens of in High Rock. Yeah. So I think with that then, I think if nobody then actually engages with the Rosaria, I think he'll just like kind of like grab his chin and go,
Isla might pop her head around and be like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm also confused about the governor thing, but and she'll put her head back.
I see. Nobody go anywhere. And he just claps his hands and vanishes with like a big gush of air.
Leave. Let's leave now.
Everybody somewhere else.
I'm going to be crouching down.
To Magna, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm going to be crouching down with my eyes closed and being like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm so sorry. And trying to like... Yeah, reverse engineer a connection. Being like, please don't have been watching, but also please have been watching. I don't want to.
Rubbing a balloon against your hair to create static enough to talk to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like little sparks between my fingers as I'm like, I
think you done goofed.
Yeah, feeling that.
Oh, I love it. It's such drama.
I'm sorry, but just the sheer relief on my face that I'm not the only one that is completely fucked something up has made me so happy right now.
Oh dear. Actually, I'm just loving this gift. Run away! Run away! Oh dear.
Yeah, that one. Let's all leave. If he can't find us.
Where'd you go? What's the plan?
Away.
Oh, fuck.
That's where they go.
I'm gonna go and fess up.
You head to the governor's mansion. Who's going with
Yeah.
her? Who's going elsewhere?
Breaking off, and I'll tell them that to where they can find me at Flutic's workshop. They've all been there.
I think
I'm still
Andrew's
here.
broken.
Isla looks really mournfully at Bastiel, like.
This entire thing is just ridiculous. I feel like we're just into an episode of Monty Python. I'm not
be bothered to go like 5 pages back in my notes. Oh, so mad at myself.
Don't worry about it. This is what happens. A day in the life of Crumbar, everybody. It's good for the soul.
This is me literally every session. So.
Oh man, I did not expect this to be as funny. Whew. 2 years, folks.
I mean, I
Not even
expected
once.
to be dead about 15 minutes ago, so he's like, this is just gravy.
Sam. Hey, that could be me.
I know, surprise death. Okay, so Bastiel makes his details with you guys and leaves. Does MD follow him? Does MD... Isla, have you already left by this point? Have you like said, or are you still waiting to like say, I'm gonna go and...
Where was he going again?
I'm going to the governor's.
By whom?
Flitic, the guy that made the rings.
Who
for
made
you,
the rings? With the little bird that ate the seeds.
He was like a forger dude, not a forger. Sorry,
like a jewellery, like a jewelsmith. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
A
Gotcha.
jewelsmith.
Okay,
The
no,
fuck's
that's
my
not
brain
what I
doing? Like a jeweler, I guess.
Yeah,
Jewelsmith.
I eventually figured it out myself. I also couldn't think of it. A forger? Like,
Yeah, it's
what?
like a jewelsmith. Yes, that makes sense. Oh dear.
So
Yeah,
that's fine.
we're all
We're
awake.
both,
Yep. I didn't go to sleep till 6 a.m. this morning, and I had to get up at like stupid o'clock early anyway, so I haven't slept much today. It's fine. Everything's fine. How are you guys? Welcome to Keepers of the Golden Gate, session 88.
I'm loving today.
Yeah. So do you want sleep-deprived GM all the time? Yeah.
Preferably, yeah.
Okay,
I seem to win at things when that happens.
I had to have emotional levity in that one, right? It was gonna be fucking tear-jerking if I didn't. So yeah, Isla, where'd you go? What's the plan? Do you just leave? Going? Oh, I need. What's the scene? Tell me.
Bye.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
if people follow, but I'm like.
Yeah, it's like the scene at the moment.
Oh God, I'm gonna report myself before I get caught.
Yeah, so they run in different directions, and by run I mean Basil probably just walks casually, right?
Either runs.
Like Shaft. So I just imagine now Bastiel's just wearing a badass fucking duster coat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so don't ask me why. It's what's happening now. Just go with it. But Serene, Arya, these are left in the park alone. I mean, this is literally like nature, so it's.
I'm in the most. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm in the most natural bit of the entire fucking city.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably feeling as much as at home as a druid could ever feel in a city.
Yeah.
For
yourself, Serene?
And
I like it here too. I think if I had stayed, I would probably stay too.
Yeah.
I mean,
because it's nice here.
And I feel that somebody should will be here.
Yeah,
when
you
people
can
start returning.
You two can stay put if you want.
Because we've not exactly decided on a meeting space, so I'm just assuming that people want to be
unless
back
you
up
want
here.
to actually abandon Rosera. It's always an option.
Well, yeah, but I get the feeling that he can find us quite easily because my eye is linked to his master and lord's eye.
He also found Crumbar out of thin air.
That too. Yeah.
And yous are main characters, so yous are kind of like everybody knows who yous are, right? Yous are the ones with the health bars, like
and the fun hair colours.
Yeah, right. Oh dear. The non-red tiefling. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, that's a main character. Why? Because it's a tiefling with a different shade of red. What? Blasphemy. But yeah, okay, so do you two have any business you want to do in the lovely gardens? Like anything you want to...
Just out of curiosity, it's been a while since we've This is lunchtime, right?
Sure.
Okay, fine. No, I was hoping it'd be evening because I could just get a room somewhere and go sleep so I could get my spell slot back.
You could just go sleep in the park if you want.
I mean, I could, but then they'll think I'm homeless and the police would come and bother me, I don't know, put spikes where I'm sleeping or something like that.
Well, just spiky terrain or whatever it's called. What's that? What is it? Spike growth? Is that what it's called? Yeah. Just use spike growth. Oh god, that's horrible. I could see it though.
Oh, so
scare all the picnickers away.
You did say this place is posh AF, right? So
yeah,
they probably wouldn't take it too nicely to somebody actually sleeping in the park.
Fair.
Even if we were to stay here for too many hours. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I
You could
don't
just
know.
go get a room.
I think
like
I'll
there,
just.
there are I was gonna say hotels, but there are inns at the docks. Remember, you could just go there and get a cheap room if you want. You can pay by the hour in one of them. Remember?
God.
So
I wonder why they wanted that one.
What was that? Sorry.
So it's only a short rest you need.
It'll be a long rest, surely.
Yeah,
probably.
I don't think those are for resting.
You're not staying here that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not.
The plan was literally come here for lunch.
For lunch and go back.
Yeah.
Lunch.
Why
8
don't we just
hours
go
of
to
lunch
lunch?
later. To be fair, that doesn't actually surprise me in the slightest. Okay. But yeah, you can definitely have a short rest if you
Is there
want
like a library or something? I don't know.
Sure, why not? Sure, High Rock has a library.
Might be a thing. Doubt would find anything interesting, but that might be the sort of thing that Arya would look for.
Yeah, you tell
If we're
Serene, I'll
not
just wander
staying
off as well and
put.
leave Serene. What's the plan?
Love it. Everybody
I
wander
wouldn't
off.
leave her.
Okay.
I wouldn't leave her. I'd be like, we could stay here and just wait for everybody to come back, which is probably a good option because nobody said where else to meet up except here. Or we could go somewhere, maybe a library, or she Arya just sits down in the grass and kind of like, probably we should stay here. And I'll just look up at Serena and be like, what do you think? Because, Arya's in a city. She doesn't like being in cities. She doesn't know cities that well.
I'm probably not the best expert when it comes to what to do in a city. We could go to the library. I don't know if there'd be much there that we haven't seen other places. I don't know what else we would do though. Because we could follow Isla, or we could go find Bastiel at the shop. I don't know. So
Well, I know where Isla was gonna be headed, so if you want to find her, we could.
I'm sure that Rosira will find us.
Yeah, he seems good at that.
Yeah.
A bit too good.
He's good at that. Yeah.
What the fuck is happening? This is so awkward.
I love it.
I don't
It's so
know.
good. I actually love it too. I'm not gonna lie.
It's that thing when your friends are friends and the friends that you all know have left.
Oh no.
Rosira, the one that kept us
Yeah,
all
yeah,
bound.
Yeah. We've all gone, and run away.
So good. Okay. We'll just go then. Just head off.
Yeah, I think we should perhaps try to follow Isla after all or something like that.
Yeah, come save me. Come buy me
I was
drinks
thinking go
afterwards.
laugh at her.
Okay. Yeah. So head off in the direction that Isla went, obviously knowing likely where she's going towards the governor's mansion. And
Which I'll
can
remember where it is. Been there for.
can Isla and Bastiel roll initiative for me?
Oh.
Oh fuck.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh.
It's the fight
Oh.
I'm waiting for. Initiative, where are you? Bang.
Too long have you stood in my way, sorcerer. Oh dear. Okay. This was purely so I could see who got to where first. That was all.
I feel that seems accurate and in character.
Yeah, like swaggering Shaft here, just taking his time heading to where he goes. Steamboat Willie style versus like an absolute panic, actually in a gale, a fluster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get to the governor's mansion. You obviously like go in, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And then, do you speak to reception or do you just go up the stairs?
Probably just go up the stairs.
Yeah, and I think like the young lad at the reception goes, "Do you have an appointment?" As he like stands and kind of like half leans over the desk as he nearly falls over it.
Probably. I have that kind of look, where someone's like nearly crying but also quite manic. Of like, don't stop me because I will cry on you.
And then I think like he was waiting on more information. Is kind of like half shocked there isn't more coming his way. You've just carried on. He kind of like turns and like the guard that's obviously standing next to him just looks at him and just. Yeah,
I would say she's probably got like sparks in her hair, and she's a bit like.
Where do you go? Do you go to just Saru's office?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wherever like Isla would have like reported in the past, or would have known people higher up than her would have gone.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's up to you. Like, I feel like the two doors that face the stairs are probably hers, right? Because she's probably that way inclined to make sure that the most important doors are hers. But there probably is like other admin offices, like the people that deal with like things like her PAs and stuff, right? That you probably were part of that group anyway. So
yeah,
would you go to them or just go to her? I think you've got the option of either.
I'm trying to go straight to her. I'm fessing up straight away.
Yeah?
I'm not.
So like you get up to the doors, push them open, and in you head. Yeah. And I think like as you burst in, obviously Cyril sat at her desk, looks up at you, tilts her head to the side like what? Like, because you've just like ran in completely a fluster. Is there like word vomit that hits out straight away?
Yeah.
Yep, hit us with it.
And I'm so I think we'd been doing loads of reading, and then I forgot he was there. I don't know how I forgot he was there. I'm so sorry. I don't think I actually said. I think what I said was.
She puts her hand up. I think you know, Miss Adanash. And then out of the chair stands the golden armoured dark elf as she turns.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, Miss Gale, is it?
Can I see you again? She's definitely like that point where she's crying, but she's not. She's fine. She's just fine. It's been a day. Oh.
And then she says,
your grandma's boss.
Quite, she says. I can see this will be an important conversation. She turns to Cyril and says, we shall speak again. And then she like walks past and just puts like an arm on your shoulder, grips once, and then just like walks past. And you can't tell if it was just her moving you out the way of her to leave or if it was comfort. It could have been both, But that was definitely the scene of her being like, okay. And also, I need past in my massive gold armor. And you just hear her like clink, clink, clink all the way down the stairs as she leaves. And then I think you just feel the doors slam shut. And Cyril just looks at you. And it's just like the silhouette of her with the big back of the chair. She sat on the chair. It's the blue eyes that you see. And then she says, sit.
I do. I go and like that kind of like when you sit in a head teacher's office and you're just like really tense.
Says, we spoke not that long ago. Why is this how I find you?
Yes,
She's a dragon. She's not good at human emotions.
Isla's going to try and do the thing of like, right, just report, just facts. Come on, you can do this. Right. So, when we last spoke, we hadn't found Crumbar yet. We found Crumbar. He's in Dwarven jail.
She just rolls her eyes immediately. They do scream.
Yeah. But that's not. I'm so sorry. I have spoken out of turn in front of company that I did not trust, but I forgot.
I do not think you have said anything that would have alluded to anything.
No.
She's like pointing at the door as if motioning to Zedreka.
Not her. Rasira, I told you.
Oh, she stands up.
Oh yeah.
And there's a sound between thunder or just her chair moving back. And then she says, "You said what to Rasira?"
I didn't. It was all a rush. I was trying to imply that I didn't want to reach out to you to seek favor with the Winter King. And somewhere in it, I said your name, and I maybe mentioned, I mentioned dragons. I'm sorry.
There's just this unreadable look on her face.
Yep.
And she just stands there perfectly still, staring at you. And like you could probably hear, like there's probably a clock in the room. I feel like this is a room with a clock, because that's awkward as fuck.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you hear it, and it's almost
Isla's
like it's
now
slowing down.
Yeah. Doing that thing where she's like, I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm just going to sit here and take it because I fucked up. It's
And
on
then-
me. I'm not. Yeah.
Cyril puts like her hand on the desk. And you
Oh.
can definitely you can hear the wood creak. And she says, "You will fix this."
Yes.
Kill him.
Finish him! Oh dear. So, Cyril, standing across from you, hand as if she's channeling her anger into the hand, as it's like clearly crushing the desk slowly. And she says, "You will fix this."
Yes.
Where is Rasira now?
Oh, I don't. He left. He just vanished. I came here as quickly as I could.
It's not like you're making it better.
I know.
But it is true.
Yeah.
And she exhales slowly. She says, "This is not ideal." Like her voice is a little softer this time.
I know.
Stand.
I do.
Yep.
Like, shut up out the
Yeah.
seat.
And then she just slides the desk to the side, away from between you two. Just literally, like, without care, just moves things that are in between both of you. Doesn't care if it slams into anything, doesn't care if things fall off it, she just gets the thing out the fucked away. She's not quite volleying it into the wall or anything, she's just making sure it's no longer between you, and she just closes the gap.
Cool.
And then she leans in very uncomfortably close. Because remember, she's very tall. And she...
No, wait,
And
you're
I
not.
am
You are
not.
small. Yeah,
I'm
you are-
tiny.
Yeah.
You are a tiny thing of things.
You will take this memory from him.
Yes. Oh, of course. How do I do that?
And there's like
I'll figure it out.
There's like
Of
a
cour-
pause. Like I think maybe like as you're like, oh, I'll figure it out. Maybe like you go to like leave, and she just puts like a hand. Not a comforting hand.
No.
She says, "This is an intimate process. Will you do this.
I messed up. I'll fix it.
Then pass this on. And she leans in, as if to kiss you. And then we take the player agency pause, where you can recoil or lean in.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably lean in there.
Yep. Just want to make sure there's that like player agency, very valid consent moment. Yep. And then
Yeah, that fangirling comes from somewhere.
yeah. And
I kissed the dragon.
and yeah, there's obviously a little shock when your lips touch, obviously. And I think maybe by the time
Isn't there always?
you open your eyes, she's already moving her desk back. And she says, "Now go."
Yes, of course. Thank you. I'll fix it.
I'm sure you will. I have
And
every
then
faith.
Okay. I will
Yeah.
turn and I will go.
Probably looking more flustered now when you leave.
Yep. Like I would say she's blue, so I feel when she blushes, it's maybe purple.
Yeah, I think that's
don't
fair.
know.
Yeah, like the little purple shading. I like it. Mhm. Yeah. So I think as you're heading down the stairs, maybe Serene and Arya are in the lobby by now? Maybe? Because you didn't leave that far after her, yeah?
And you know, we're taller, so we walk quicker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah.
You're like, oh,
Oh,
well.
Um.
Are you waiting to be seen by her, or?
no. We should go. Did you Zdraka was here. I sound like still
Really?
overwrought. Just like
Oh.
I think as you say that, and like you're like, you just hear, Zadreka is still here. And she
Oh.
like walks
like
out
flail.
from like the side room, which is clearly where the bathrooms are.
amazing. She's so cool.
Yeah. Finishes doing up her armor, you know. And then steps in,
Poor thing.
says, "You seem
Um,
worse off than when you went in."
oh, it's fine. It's just yeah. I'm good. Crumbar. We should talk about Crumbar.
In a moment.
Wow, way to change the.
Moving on.
Masterful. Honestly, masterful.
She says, "In a moment," and then she looks to Yari and she goes, "Have I mentioned I enjoy this color on you?" And she just like taps her pointed fingernail on your gold chest plate that you wear.
I'll smile and like kind of like no.
And she says,
Well, it's a
you
very.
should make it official." She just cuts over you and just says, "You should make it official one day."
Oh,
And there's no hint of like sass or like flippancy. You can tell she's like not deadly serious. Like, and actually, we literally need everybody. So yeah, she definitely.
Arya's also thinking, you know, she's a dwarf nobility. She might become a paladin of the golden Horde.
Mistress of
Collecting
the
all the-
Flame. Yep, you know,
Yeah, you
Druid,
know.
Guardian of the Forest, maybe if you follow that route. No pun
Yeah.
intended.
Yeah. I'll say, maybe at some point, but I do hope I'm doing it on anyway.
Your efforts are always appreciated. As for efforts, you were speaking of Crombar.
Yes, he's in trouble, big trouble.
Can I help?
Oof. Think he needs all the help he can get.
Yes, but can I lend help that will be of use?
Guys, I just need like a break.
Remember, she's like
Are
a bit,
we
yeah, like
telling her?
a wee PAP, yeah.
I
think
was
we can
going
tell
down
her.
the line of like character witness.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crombar, how do you feel about having Zadreka be a character
Yeah, that's
witness
true.
for you? Like legit though. Like here's my.
I would be somewhere on the point of, you know what, it can't hurt.
At this stage, you know what? Okay. I'm more interested to know what she'd say than me. Yeah.
Right?
Fair. Okay. Any more
I'll
PAP
say, well,
time? Oh yeah, good. You're back in. Cool.
fine. I'll tell her. I'll say, well, he is currently in Dwarfen jail. Because he essentially led a dangerous character to where we were, and
Just puts like a hand up and goes, "There is a bar around the corner. I have time before I must return. We shall use it wisely." And she just kind of like ushers you both out, as if she has set her mind to this, so she's clearly going. And she also kind of knows the look of like on Isla's face, which kind of is the half kind of lost look, which is just like, I will just shuffle you this way and hope that your feet autopilot in the way I need them to go. Yeah. Yep.
Isla is now grappling with the, do I have to kiss Rasira? I don't know if I want to do that, but
I'm sure she does.
Can I peck him on the cheek? What if I just punch him?
Kiss my hand, high five his face.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. And how do I segue into that? Yeah.
Rasira, it's been so long. So that's gonna be hilarious. So yeah, you get to like a clearly it's a fancy bar, right? And yeah, so Draka just like walks up to a. It's kind of like a standing table, you know, because clearly you don't wait. Like, you'll wait a long time in this place. This isn't like a tavern where you'd sit and drink the day away or ordered food. This is clearly a place you come in, you get smashed, and you leave. So they stand at the table, or she like stands at a table at least, and says, "Can I get the three of you anything?"
Do they not have any food here? We were supposed to come here for lunch.
She kind of like goes, "I don't spend a lot of time in High Rock, but I am sure they have food somewhere, if you would prefer." She kind of like nods as if we can go to get food if you want. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want. If you like this place, we can stay here. That's fine.
This was the closest place. This is the only reason we are here.
I was looking sadly at alcohol that's nearby.
Yeah, on display probably behind the bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mage hand. How many do I have? But yeah, like, so what's the plan? Do you want to like go somewhere else and go get food? Because this is definitely not a food place. This is definitely just an alcohol liquid lunch place. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think we just need to find a place to talk to her.
But it's probably so arsey, this place. It's called Wet Appetite. That's what it's called. Yeah. Like that's the level of like. Ugh. Yeah. So yeah, you can leave here and head somewhere else. Yeah. So yeah. So nobody like makes a big deal of it. I think Zedrek will just take ownership of that. And be like, well, off we go then.
I think we just need to talk. I think we just need to talk to her. It doesn't really matter that much where. Like, I can make people more good berries if they're hungry. It's just Rasira that's like, oh no, I'm not eating conjured food.
That was just like my Rasira impression. I don't actually eat any food that was conjured.
That's fine then. I don't mind. We can stay here if it's a good place to talk, then that's fine.
And she kind of like
I mean, as
smiles.
long as it's good enough that privacy. If it's loud enough that nobody's gonna hear people talking in a corner.
Maybe you all take in the clientele at that exact moment, and you realize that everybody is so interested in being seen talking, and see why she'd pick this place.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah. She just gives that grin as if you're going, oh, hopefully this is a secret enough place to speak, and she's got her big toothy, sharp-toothed drow grin on her face, and she's like, Yes, it's fine.
Disgusting.
Oh, I know. It's almost convenient that you're not here. Pulls out source,
Yeah.
bowls it into her face.
Then if we're staying here, I would like 1 ale, please.
Yes, we'll get you some wine.
Um,
She walks over to the bar and she just kind of like leans into the bar and very, very quickly somebody like stops serving somebody and moves to her. And she says, "This table, wine." Just waves vaguely.
Oh.
And then walks back over. No money exchanged hands. There was just a command. And then she walks back over and she goes, "They did not have ale, I'm afraid." And she waves at all the fancy bottles behind the like the bar, and she goes, "There is no taps, you see, or barrels."
Okay, that's fine. It's just that's what Don Jabella had kind of introduced me to, and it was really nice. It was really good. I haven't really had wine before.
You will like the wine.
Arya
I
is
will.
going to try to sneakily ensure that Serene doesn't get given too much wine.
Excuse
What
me.
truly is too much wine?
I don't know. Like
You don't
I
know
can, I can create water, right? I can like.
You don't know
can,
my
like,
constitution
start
score.
pouring- No, I can like start pouring and then like under the table like create water and it just goes in her glass and she ends
Okay.
up having a
Reverse
very diluted
Jesus.
sort of wine.
How dare you?
You know, like you do for kids. Well, not kids, but like young
Wow. Anyway, so Zedreka
young
gets
people.
all the
I am
bottles
an
of wine.
adult.
Yeah, all the bottles of wine arrive. They seem to be various in selection. Then the glasses get put down, and it's very fancy glasswork that's here. Well, like this is definitely way fancier than a tavern. And Zedreka's like, "Is there a label you like the look of?" She like lines them all up in front of you, Serene.
Ooh. Is there one that has any like kind of hills or like nature drawings on them?
Yeah,
like one of
there's-
those like fancy illustrated ones.
Yeah, there's probably a Just Flowered Hill brand.
That one.
Yes.
Sure. The one that
Somebody
It's
might
out
say the
there.
word blossom, but I wouldn't. But yeah, and it's got some nice like hills on the label, and yeah. So she just hands you the bottle. She hasn't passed the glasses out. So, and then she just assigns random bottles to everybody else. And she takes the cork out with her teeth because she's baller. And then she kind of like she does that thing where she sniffs at the bottle a bit as if taking it in, and she kind of like the perks of the job, you see. And then takes a swig, and then like waves with her hand vaguely to the table as if, "Well, carry on."
Have a question.
Mhm.
With dramaturgy, if I can open and close windows, can I take the corks with the rest of the bottle?
I don't think so. I don't think it's that level of fine manipulation, sadly. I
That's
think you
fair.
if you've got mage hand, you could do it.
No, no, that would have been a sensible one to take.
Like
I took the dramatic one.
I mean, here's the one time I'll let it happen if you dramatize the gassy liquid inside to pop them all the corks. I'll let it happen this once.
I picked the
don't-
champagne-looking one.
Yeah, and I just don't want to weaponize dramaturgy for later in the game, you know? Yeah.
Weaponized champagne sounds awesome though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And she was to like hold it and
Oh my
I would say antagonize the bubbles inside it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then-
Antagonize the bubbles.
Antagonize them. So that the cork just flies out the bottle.
Hierarch,
And
where
then I'll
time
probably
goes to die.
Antagonize the bubbles.
Anyway, so who starts talking about what you wanted to talk to Zedreka about?
Woo!
It's a floating crumbar head.
No, I'm just meaning again what you wanted to talk to her about.
Yeah. So
I'm like swigging out of. I don't think Isla's using the glass.
Zdraka certainly isn't.
Yeah, Serena's
Yep.
copied Zdraka
Good.
entirely.
Yep. Love it.
Yes. Well, Crumbar's being put on trial. I'm going to use full millennial rising intonation on every sentence.
Yep. Okay.
And maybe if someone could speak to the great things he's done before, then they might be more lenient. I don't really know. And I'm just gonna down as much of the bottle as I can and look desperately at Serena and Arya.
Yeah, and I think she looks at all three of you, and then she kind of nods to that, and then looks to you, Serena. And goes, "Well, the taste. How is it?"
It's all right.
Try this one, and she just swaps your bottles.
Oh, okay.
I love her.
And
What colour is the one that?
I think
I
think yours might have been some kind of weird kind of limeish green colour that you had, right? And hers is a weird purpley Ribena looking thing. So yeah, she just starts swigging that next one. She does a thing where she's swirling it around her mouth, do I like this? Do I not like this? She goes, meh, meh. Just kind of nods into it, and then she kind of downs it, clears her throat with a bit of a burp, and then says, "Is he guilty?" Just straight to the fucking point.
I will
just
words
continue drinking.
very carefully.
Wow.
He didn't actually do anything. At least not to them. He just
What are the charges?
well, he just
Do you like how she
had a
asked about the
sword
guilt
on
first,
him
and then they are?
kept being yeah, they kept being traced by a celestial being. Wherever we went, it went because it was going wherever the sword was, and we went, but it wasn't using our means of transportation. It had its own. So we went to the dwarves, and it chose a different path. It chose a different path, and in their way stood quite a lot of dwarves, and they cut through all of the dwarves. So a lot of dwarves got killed. And Crumbar's now blamed, but Crumbar never raised a sword to any of them.
I can pause you there. I don't think Zdraka's met her, has she?
That's what I'm trying to think.
Because I think
I don't know.
you've ported there, and you've left quickly. Right? Has she
Yeah.
met her? Because remember, you've left Vishal's and went. Where did you go straight away? Was it Horizon? Straight away.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was, yeah. And then it's been a while, and then you went around. There's a lot from Horizon after Vishal. Is it only when we had Isla and that joined that you went to the Golden Order again? Or have you nipped back before?
You would just before me because you had a book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we went on when you first
Yeah.
met me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I had
And
to
then
yeah, that's right. I went back to hand back the book that I borrowed from the library on the.
But yeah, no, you'd been with. Yeah, you'd been already because I remember you were in the library, and then he said Cyril the mistress, whatever, we'll see now. And then you went to. So, yeah, so that did happen. Yeah, I don't think Ars was with you guys at that point.
No, she wasn't.
No, I just had to sure because I was gonna have Zdraka reply, and I'm I don't think she's met her. So, okay, that's fine. It's just as I can gauge her replies to see how much she knows about this thing you're talking about. But that's fine.
Oh, insight.
No, insight isn't prophecy. So, yeah, I think Zdraka just kind of nods and goes. So, because of his actions, indirectly, these dwarves died?
Correct.
How many?
Quite a lot.
I think the way you would know instantly, hundreds. That's the number you would know
Yeah.
instantly, is comfortably hundreds.
At least 4.
Yeah, definitely.
more than 4.
And
Um,
if you indicate it's a big number
yeah.
to Zadraka,
Yeah.
she can clearly see that she's clearly trying to formulate a plan. And then she says, right. And she just puts her bottle down and then looks at the one Isla's holding and just offers you the one she had. And then takes the one you had.
Yeah, swap.
Yep. And then
I would just say at this point, I feel Isla's holding it with 2 hands.
and then she just clinks the bottles and then drinks out of it in a big swig. And this obviously is the fizzier one, so you can see it's clearly went up her nose and stuff, where she like scrunches up her little, elven nose. And then goes, the purple one is the best. You finish that one before I take it back. She like points at you, Serene. And then she sets the bottle down.
I chug it.
Yeah. And then she sets the bottle down. She says, Crombar's life belongs to me. He is a member of the Golden Order. They cannot hold claim over him. I can go and just free him.
Do it.
Interesting.
However,
I'd be happy to bring you there.
However, this is not something I would do, given the relations currently. Ideally, Crombar was sent to secure the dwarves as allies. This seems it has gone badly.
Yeah, he hasn't done the best job.
I tried.
You should be drinking.
Oh, sorry. Just chug again.
Yeah. But she nods when you say that, like, it's the knowing nod of, I know he hasn't. Clearly he hasn't. Given what you have just told her. If you need him without this, and she kind of waves vaguely with like her, fairly armored arm in hand. Because, again, it is not something I would wish to do, but it can be done.
Maybe we have that as like the plan B.
It all goes very wrong.
Can I interject? Could maybe she come along and kind of work as a buffer for the quest bail?
How so?
Well, if she can just get me out, surely she'll be the best one to convince them to let me out on a quest bail, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm doing this out of a politeness to you when I full well know I could just...
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea. I think Zadraka's political position currently, though, is this is like her playing the end of the fucking world card, so get your priorities straight. Trump card, as opposed to the dragon card Isla was going to play. Right?
I tried to play.
So, you see what I mean? Like, this is but Zadraka is the High Commander of the Golden Order.
Mm-hmm.
And people are losing their lives, keeping people safe. So there's a lot of, there's some collateral she can cash in, right? She obviously doesn't want to do that in case she needs to do that for something else useful. And she's asking the gang here, is this it? Is this what this needs to be spent on? Because, Crombar got her a couple of armies, right, as far as she's concerned. Right? The mercs that Cyril sent. So, she knows he has value.
Thank you. At least someone knows.
You think she would let you wander the
We
fucking
know.
world? Think she should let you wander the world when you could be dying at the abyss for her? Come on, man. So, yeah. So what's the thoughts, gang? How do you want to close off your liquid lunch chat?
Are you a good lawyer?
She looks at you and goes,
Maybe he could.
she looks at you and goes, I am one of the silver folk. We do not break laws. And she smirks at that, because drow have a horrible reputation from long ago. The dwarfs mostly spread about them. About how... And you'll probably, like... What age is your character again, if you don't mind me asking?
Like 130?
Yeah.
Oh, no, 107. 107.
Yeah, so you definitely have been growing up around the time where a lot of that, like, spite would still have been circulating enough because of dwarven culture growing up next to you. So, cause I was like, it's been about 100 years since the Drow-Dwarf War. So, even though it's not truly over, publicly it ended 100 years ago, of course. There's still a lot of animosity there, and there's a lot of bad will that was spread around. The term drow is kind of a bad word. It's kind of a D word, if you will, for dark elves. Dark elf is the neutral term, and silver folk is the polite term. And drow is when you don't give a fuck or you forget D&D has burnt the word drow in my brain. So I decided to make that the bad word. So if you didn't like somebody, you'd call them a drow. But yeah, and that's the one that has all the connotations of thief or, like, what's the term? Like, there's a dwarven term that would mean somebody who will stab you in the back and steal your home, essentially. So yeah, because they fought over the underground for so long, or the underworld, sorry, for so long. So she gives you that look that conveys the, silver folk don't break laws. Massive shark smile.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well. I just look really awkward and trail off and just have another gulp of wine.
Yeah. And then she kind of looks at the rest, like with her raised eyebrows, her lovely silver eyebrows, and she looks at the other two. Well.
While just like drinking wine.
No.
I did it.
No,
You
I
just
don't.
like drink wine and just move your
I
eyes to
do.
look at Arya.
Yeah. That's.
Arya kind of appreciates the fact that, she probably shouldn't use her trump card on this, so that's why me, the player, I'm very conflicted.
I also, like, Isla is definitely of the opinion that the trial itself should maybe happen for closure purposes. People have lost people. But...
You've lost Crumbar.
Crumbar's people, yeah.
I'm amazed I still have my head, so... Yeah.
The kiss doesn't just explode.
You have that dragon energy. Might go boom at any time.
What a phrase to take out of context. I'm just gonna say that now. That was just the levels of redacting I'm doing to everything I wanted to just say there. Moving swiftly on. Well, I would take the top off, but I've got a vest underneath, and nobody's ready for the SWAT team to barge in because of the gun show here. So please carry on.
Okay, Ryan, Summerton.
I'm trying to.
I still think it should be not a preemptive to the trial. I think that's we might need to call. Yeah.
She could just like do her massive slamming the doors open, walking in at the end of the trial, and go, "I demand his release."
Yeah.
They're about to hit the gavel and say guilty.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
So what do you say to the Draka then?
Okay, I think Arya is going to say, maybe as a last resort only, I wouldn't want you to use up forces if it's absolutely needed.
Arya said, technically, Crumbar is guilty by association, not... We need to know more about Dwarven law, really. And then I'll gulp more wine. Like a
You guys
responsible
need to just
researcher.
get me the
You can
fuck
see,
out of the
you can
Dodge.
see the Draco like kind of like clearly. She does that thing. It's like, oh, you know, that kind of look of because you mentioned dwarven lore, and or law, I should say. And she says, in my experience, I found it very simple. If they want you to be guilty, and you are guilty, then she just kind of like shrugs and takes a swig, and just kind of looks at everybody with like one eye from the side of the bottle, and then she stops, clears her throat, and says, "But if you are not guilty," and she shrugs, it is so long as she goes, if nobody is working against you, then how can they prove guilt when none exists? Crumbar was not found over the bodies of the dead. Was he cleaning off their blood from his blade?
No.
No, not at all.
Well, that's a good start then. She looks at everything like. You can tell she's not anywhere near as worried.
The point we'll
Yeah.
need to make.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can tell she clearly understands dwarf law, right? With that statement. It's not necessarily that she's versed in law in any way. She's definitely not a lawyer. That's pretty much what her point to Serene was with the silver folk don't break laws. What are you talking about? But yeah, she's very much a case of, I have been pulled up for clearly many things in my past that I am very, very innocent of by what they could. And yeah. Clears her throat and she says, if you require me, they know how to contact me. I shall be back at the Golden Citadel. But if you happen to find happy-go-lucky armies looking for a place to die, send them my way. She like taps the table once and then says, you should all try the purple one before this one gulps it all down. And then puts a pile of 10 platinum on the table. Because make sure this makes it to the bar. She nods.
Of course.
And then she leaves. And she just, I mean, I think she's cheesy enough to just say, ladies, as she leaves.
So cool.
Yeah. And she just walks away. Unless you want to address her before
no,
she
I was
leaves.
Say, have you finished the purple one? Sorry.
There might be like a drop left in the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you want to try this? No, there's a little bit left.
I might mix it
in one swig.
Any of you that are paying attention know that she has left enough for you to buy another round. Just so she's know. And pay for that one, obviously.
Yeah,
Maybe get
more wine.
Purple one.
Yeah.
All purples this time.
Also,
yeah.
all purple?
Just the purple one. Just the purple one, I guess.
All the purple.
2 purple ones.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, I am. Yeah, you can hand the money over, and then you can get your purple wine, and then yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. Anything you want to discuss as a aftermath to that scene, very briefly between the three of you? Besides I was trying to think of a really funny Sex in the City pun that I couldn't come up with based on the Keepers of the Golden Gate. So I really struggled there because it felt very much like a scene from that personally.
Yeah. No.
Which was let's be the women sorting out all the problems. Quite frankly. Yeah. I couldn't think of a good pun. So just insert a really funny one there, and we'll all laugh at it. So that was great. But yeah, any aftermath conversations for that scene? Cedrica's gone. She's off to go back to her fucking job, I guess. Yeah.
Isla might look like, again, quite wild-eyed and worried.
Any idea why she was here?
Oh no! She was talking to. Oh, I don't think names are my friends today. I'm just gonna point at my own skin, be like that.
Given where we found her, I know exactly who she was talking to. Let's face it.
Good. I'm gonna look around. Be like, I am paying attention now.
Plus, you can tell nobody's listening. right? Like,
Okay, good.
as I said, this is full of people trying to be like, but look at what happened to me today. This is like where all the people that have nothing to do during the day come to drink.
Amazing.
But like, it's people
I
with
like the
money
sound of
and
this
no
voice.
work. Yeah,
Yes.
it's like a socialite bar. Yeah.
An expat bar.
Is it dilettante I'm thinking of?
Oh, that's a good word.
Yeah.
I maybe. Oh, I maybe have a way to fix what I said, but I'm maybe gonna have to. Maybe have to kiss Rasira? I'm not sure.
It spits
and
out
then I'm
wine.
like face plant into the table and just like.
Arya looks at you and then like looks at her bottle.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I think I've had too much, sort of thing.
I didn't quite hear you. Can you say it
Like-
again a bit more sober?
Yeah.
And at the same time I'm doing this, I'm putting the bottle away from Lila.
No, I'm holding on to that shit. No. If I have to do this, I want to be drunk.
I think that's a good scene to cut from there because I love the idea of it's just this. That's enough of that. And the bottles
Rhea
then fall
probably
over.
looks. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rhea probably look going doing. Oh, look of
Wow, I could not
What?
parse that. I'm afraid. I tried my best, Arya, but I was too broken up. Hit me again. What was it? Ruya did what?
what?
We got none of that. So what was Ruya? What did Ruya do?
I don't know, guys. Can you hear me again?
What did Ruya do? Hit us with that.
I was saying that she's kind of like looking weird like from as and I a bit of a war with the bottle, kind of
Well,
like
okay,
you've had
yeah.
enough. No, but Rhea's like what?
Yeah. So Ruya's a bit flustered at the fact that you are getting flustered over a bottle and not necessarily
Really
understand.
full
Yeah,
set.
perfect. Cool. Sorry, just your connection was jank there. Right, okay. So we cut over finally to
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Bastiel. You approach the wonderful Flitix shop. Whatever the name of it was, which I think was just jewellery. I can't remember what we called it, but I feel like it was really fucking inspired.
I don't think it even got a name.
To be honest, I probably wrote down the lack of a name somewhere. Fuck knows. How long ago was that?
Yeah.
A while.
Let me go through my notes. Also, just so you know, I do take notes. Here is like a massive, massive pile of them. Like, I do write things, I promise you. We're all blank.
It was after Pa, wasn't it?
So it was before or after the Cobalt Cabal? I think it was just before that, right? Was it the Metal Petal? Did we go that far?
What?
That's
I
great.
think it was the metal petal.
Yeah.
No.
What?
All I can see is Crumber goes shopping.
No, I think the Metal
Gets
Petal
mithril
was...
rings.
The Metal Petal was... Yeah, no, I think it was, because didn't he try
I
and...
think it was the metal.
Yeah! It was. It was the Metal Petal. There you go. We did name it. That's a really fucking cool name, actually. Anyway, that's where you'll go. Yep, you get back to the Metal Petal.
Okay. It's 10 past 10, by the way.
Oh no, don't worry about it, Karen.
Okay. Right.
I did say, like,
will-
you know, time in this game. You know how it works.
Yes, you did. I'll knock on the door.
Yeah, no, look, it's open, like, you can see customers in.
Oh, customers. Flittic. Is Flittic in there?
Like, he's there, he's with somebody, so, like, you go in and he's clearly doing his bit as, you know, shop man and owner.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But, like, as you walk in,
Yeah.
you're very noticeable, as you know. Also with the other arm just hanging out of a bag from your back. And I think as you walk in, there's probably like a little bell or some kind of weird set of cogs that all like clink together in some kind of wind chimey way. And then he like looks over, and he kind of looks a bit animated like through the sea of customers. Like he makes a motion like I'll be right over. And then you very like maybe you busy yourself for like, you know, less than a minute probably.
Yeah, I'll spend that time to walk over and splay the arm out on his desk, kind of like the raptor in Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whabam! And then he
Take a look at this.
he is shuffling everybody out. And then you can hear him making like his yes, we shall pick this up tomorrow or in a week's time or whenever like the dates are appropriate for the work that he's taking on board for people.
A wink at them.
And,
Okay, I'm cooler than you.
They all
Fuck
just they definitely look at you like, and who's this type look, right? Because it's all like stuck up noble people, right? That are buying like unnecessary gifts for people, probably, and gets a bit flustered as they leave, and he kind of like closes the door.
Shit like that.
Yeah, just absolutely unnecessary gifts. Like, oh, it's somebody's, 5th week of being in that new house. I guess we'll get them a tree made of diamonds. Yeah, whatever the fuck. Yeah, you can tell I'm not from a rich background. I'd definitely be new money. That's what I'd be classified as. Just with that bit of ad-libbing. So they like Flick turns around like with a bit of excitement and goes, "You're back so soon."
Yes, I see you're still at it. I thought we covered all your expenses with that last little purchase.
Yes, pleasantries, yes, of course. What's this? And he's staring at like the bag you've dumped on the. Have you unraveled it? Is it the arm you've got on display, or was that kept in a bag for everybody to leave?
Yeah, the arm. There's the arm splayed out.
Right, cool. He goes, "Did you lose this? Did you have 3 last time? I don't remember you having 3 last time." He looks at you as if he starts like just like circling you, like doing his thing where he's using like his hands to almost make himself repel him around you, and then he's like, "Where does it go? Should I not ask? Is that rude to ask?"
Well, that's what I'm here for. You tell me. This is a surviving piece from my maker, Ulrich. I believe he intended to install this at some point, but you see, he isn't around anymore to do that, and I need assistance with doing it myself.
He laughs to himself like he's told himself a funny joke, and then he moves a stool next to you, climbs up on top of it, leans behind where your ear would be, and pulls out his monocle and puts it in and goes, "It's more fun with children." And then he like turns around and starts looking at the the arm. He's clearly in a good mood today.
Nice. Good.
Starts pouring over it. He goes, "Ah, yes, the mark is right there. I can see that. Just like the impression I took last time."
Ah.
He's looking at it and he's like, what are the plans for it? And he's like quite excited. He's obviously like on the desk now, like walking around it.
Well, I believe this mechanism here is designed to fire projectiles, some kind of crossbow.
I see. And he just immediately just dives in and starts like triggering as much of it as he possibly can. That like deploys the arm mechanism and out pops the mini ballista. And he looks at it and goes like, "I think you might be right." Completely flippantly in his way.
Yeah.
He goes, "I suspect I'm lucky it wasn't loaded," as he then like slowly moves his groin area away from where it's deployed into. He takes a sidestep.
Well, that's why you're the man for this job.
Luckily still. Wipes bead of sweat away from forehead. And then he says,
"So, I noticed your bird last time. What do you do when it damages a wing or, say, loses a beak? How do you fix it?"
That's a very good question. It's never damaged a wing or lost a beak before, though, because it's not been built to do that. You see, it only picks up the seeds. And he like makes the motion with his hand, like that matters. He goes, I suppose if it fell, I'd have to, perhaps, depending on the damage, I may have to. Let's find out. And he like just like runs over the tables, and then hops between the table he's on with the arms on to the back table where the bird's on the shelf above it, and just pushes it off.
Oh my god!
It just falls to the ground.
Bastille's horrified.
Yeah, and it falls, and you hear like the metal crunch. He goes, "I see." And he kind of hops down and picks it up and puts it like next to the arm. He goes, He looks up at you and he goes, "You have an eye for this, yes. How would you fix this?" And it motions over you to get closer.
Well, I'll be honest, I'd probably defer to some kind of divine entity. I won't lie to you, Politic. My power is not my own.
Looks at you, goes, hey, if I could get a god to make me some money, you know? He just winks at you.
Money. You greedy bastard.
And he laughs and he goes, I mean, he turns out his empty pockets. Like, oh no. Just.
Oh,
yeah.
But really, pay me for this job.
Yeah. Definitely. He's clearly like he's very good at spamming up the nobles here, right? As like probably one of the few gnomes in this entire place. It's a mostly human place. And then he says, He like gets his tools out and you can see like he gets like his tinkering tools out and he just starts like bending the wings and stuff with like the fine metal that they're made of. And yeah, he just starts like tinker away until the thing starts like chirping at him again and then like flaps its wing back in its arm. Or its wing, I guess, back against its body. And then he just sits it up and then you can just see the thing like looking around and pecking at the table looking for seeds. He looks up and he goes, ha! Not so bad. You can tell it's fell though. He looks at you and he looks back at the bird and looks at you. He goes, we might need a taller table. That's why you came, right? You want this on that, gesturing to like your torso.
That's right.
This will be indelicate, but are you... And he does like a Mexican wave type vibe with his arms. Thank you very much, we killed her. Thank you. And welcome to the chat. But it's one of my mods, folks. Hello, Scott. The other Scott. And
I was gonna say I've been here since the beginning.
So Scott. Yeah, the joys of his little Mexican wave that he does. He goes, are you like this, or is it more like? And he points to the bird again, like that. Waves to like your arm, and you kind of looks at you like, yeah, I don't really want to offend you.
Wait, what is he asking if there's like flesh underneath?
So, I'll repeat what you said. Are you like, and he does a Mexican wave. And then he goes, or is it more like this? And he gestures to the little bird again, and back to your arm and your torso. So if you don't understand, you can ask him more, right? Like...
Lithik, I'm one of a kind. I'm no race. Do not fear racism. Speak your mind.
Ah, good. So few people as candid as we. And he smiles at that and he goes, are you a machine or a man?
A bit of both.
Right.
But
and
if you...
this is machine. And he taps the little bird with his little tools on the beak. But I, I'm not. So when he does his Mexican wave again, like that somehow explains his knowledge of biology, and he what does he say? It probably just looks a bit awkward. And he goes, but if this is the machine, I can remove and attach, no problem. Yes, everything should click, click, click as it should. Makes like cog shapes with his hands. But if it is not, it will be painful and dead weight.
Yes. Yes, I do feel pain, indeed. When struck, when my plates are bent and scratched, I feel every ounce of that pain.
He makes a face like, yeah, it can't be. That must be rough. And then he says, what if we, He leans in. We might need an infuser. And that's where we close the game.
That sounds cool.
That's what's his name. Racira's one of those, isn't
Well,
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh, he totally is.
You could say that, yeah. So, what would you like to call that session? Sleep deprivation.
Antagonize the bubbles.
Oh god.
Yeah, why not?
I'm not gonna lie, that thing's gonna stick with me for a while.
I'm gonna antagonize them.
Type in, obviously, our suggestions, and we'll see what's what. I got to write so fucking much down. Zadrega. Get out of jail free card.
Mm.
Oh god. Cerule kiss.
Oh, yeah.
Kiss from a dragon.
Any other name suggestions beyond antagonize the bubbles?
Oh,
no.
I'm trying to think.
If you're happy with that, like I'm happy to go with that too. Yeah. Like it's dumb fun enough for this session's tone,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like that's works for me. Yep, there we go.
I think it is quite frankly the best session title we've ever had.
So let's see how well the goals agree. Okay, so use Ardax resources to find out more about the eye. I'll just move on now. Lauren, who took the road, I'll just move on now to we get to personal goals. I'm gonna keep going all the way down until we get to. Does anyone want to change their goals?
I did halfway through the conversation with Jadreka remember that my goal was supposed to be to get Crumbar like out of jail.
Okay, the wine made everything a bit difficult to follow.
Oh,
don't worry. So what's the thoughts?
Yeah, I'm probably going to change mine
Okay, yeah.
to something about Rasira and memories. Oh,
Oh dear.
like successfully wipe Rasira's memory.
Now, can you see why I posed that scene that way instead of just making her kiss you though as well? Like I think that's an important middle step to be like gives the player a chance to respond to the action. Because I'm always a bit wary about making other characters like impose themselves upon MD, even if I think it would be wanted. That's not really a decision as a GM I want to make. So I think that's just one of these, good tips out there for people that wish to do things like this. Maybe you need to pause in the middle and say, this is the part where you can recoil, or you have a way out, or you can shut it down, or you can punch them up the bracket. So, yeah. So, hopefully that was, all okay with it.
Yeah.
It's not.
I liked
definitely give me the feedback. But yeah. We'll get to wrap up chat soon enough, don't worry, as well. I just wanted to make sure that was highlighted in that part. Just, I'm always quite tentative based on, obviously, who I learned a lot of my GM skills from. So yeah, enough said about that, the better. No, we won't talk about it on stream. So yeah, we can talk about it after. So, yeah, are we keeping Ordax resources goal? Yay or nay? Cool. And
Yes.
Rod of Pavishal, keeping it, checking it.
Yes.
I know. Myself, I won't do anything about that unless you ask me.
I will. So,
Okay.
But I just need to get out of jail first.
200 years in jail. Maybe we need to change that Vishal goal, guys. That's fine. And no, but that's fine. If somebody still wants to work on it and nobody has a viable replacement, that's how it works. Remember. So if you think, why don't we do this instead, guys? That's how to get rid of goals. Don't just say I don't like it. It's definitely best to say here's what we could do instead of that, because it's more likely to happen. Because you just know how this works. Things happen. You meet people you didn't expect.
Yeah.
Zadreka is the first person in any of my RPs to possibly ever use a bathroom. Like, this is how it works. Yeah.
I love that, we were just supposed to go to High Rock and have lunch.
It's one thing you even haven't done yet, because you literally went to like a bar that doesn't serve food. I love it. The wet appetite, as it's not write that down too, because it's a fucking awful name.
Ugh. The moist appetite.
Oh, don't. It's the worst word.
Okay, so we're keeping Vishal then. We're obviously keeping Rasira's favourite goal, I assume.
Yeah, sure.
Oh dear.
I
Right.
mean, might be for the best. No?
He comes back and you've changed his goals. Like, I don't understand what went wrong, and you just weren't in the park. God help the first people he meets. Right. Speaking of gods, God called GGW. That's staying. How's it going?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
it still seems.
I'm assuming we're going to still try and commune successfully with the High Druid as well. Still plan?
I mean, yeah.
Cool.
I still think we should,
Yep.
check in with him.
And I'm
then.
going to assume that Arya, you're keeping your Heart of the Mountain goal.
Yep.
If I could
Think
do
it's a big
any of
thing.
the Moana songs justice, I would have belted one out there.
Oh.
The one thing that came to mind was the Hercules song. It's like, I'll find my way. And it's like, that's not the song I was. But I do like that song a lot. And Bastiel, I feel like you're on the right path now. You know that. You knew you just had to get to Flitwick. The man with a plan. Which is, will this be horrific if we just cut off your arm, mate? Just a butcher's
Yeah.
shop at that point.
I thought I was. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just looking for a way to put something in it that makes it work. That's what he's looking for now. But yeah, you're on the road to it. I'm assuming you're going to keep that though.
Yeah.
And Serene, you keeping yours?
I mean, I guess.
That's fine. If you don't have
I don't-
anything
I
you
don't
think
know.
this
Yeah, I don't
More
know what to
pressing?
change it to.
become a purple wine veneer, is that what you would call them? Like, just retire.
I'm gonna become a sommelier.
Is it a vinter maybe as well? Is that what you call them?
Yeah.
Yeah. A sommelier is
yeah.
obviously, but a sommelier is like an expert in wine, right? But like, I mean, somebody that just
Yeah.
like makes and grows. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Isla, I see that we've got successfully altered Rasira's memory. Yep.
That's the plan. Get back in. Good
So-
gracious.
Can I phrase that to rectify my misstep?
Yep.
Because there was a very good thing pointed by Arya, but we'll get to that in the wrap-up chat. But I know exactly what it means with your goal. Because I feel like successfully alter his memory could just be get him drunk enough that he does forget.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
How do you spell any of that?
that's fine. That's all fine. Yep.
Cool. Cool.
It doesn't. I think it's the font that doesn't help it.
It's the word rectify. I was just staring at it going like, none of that looks right to me, but it's fine.
Is it better or
think.
worse if you just pronounce it rectify?
That helps.
Like, to me it just makes it sound horrendous, but it helps me spell it.
It helps. Yeah.
Anyway, and Crumbar.
Cool.
I'm trying to
Acquire the
think,
Black Fang
obviously-
Spear.
Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
You can now
So,
get yourself out of jail.
yeah, I'm
I've
trying to
abandoned you.
can I think of can anyone else think of a decent replacement?
Yeah, like what should be good
'Cause-
for Crumbar just now? What do you think would be the best goal for Crumbar, given what's likely to unfold?
Get out of jail.
Be
Yeah, but
dwarf. Be most
Be
dwarf.
more dwarf.
More
Yeah.
dwarf.
Be best
so-
dwarf. Grumbar can
What
be.
was that, Shan? Sorry.
Like metagaming a bit here. Get some kind of piece of information that would give you advantage on some kind of role that you would have
Basically, like
to do.
leverage,
So
essentially.
yeah, so like if you had to persuade someone in particular, get some kind of information on them that would give you advantage on that type thing. I assume you're going to have to basically roll for your life at some point. So
yeah.
something like that.
Roll for your life. That should be a song.
What we thinking?
So who do we know? Dondrabella is kind of off the table, but maybe you can like talk to Dondrabella and get something on her husband slightly. Nothing like that would hurt him because she wouldn't give you that, but just talk to her casually and get
But
personal
remember,
information and stuff.
she literally said, "I can't be part of this because it's my man." Like that sounded more like she won't be part of it, right? The way she put that across, it was
She's
definitely.
really got bad taste in men, doesn't she?
Talk to him. Okay.
I think the thing is, she knows she could get him to do something for her, but it would probably cost her her wedding. Right? That's the level that I think she is aware of, that she'd be willing to go that far because she knows how important the fucking fate of the world is. But
find Dondrabella a replacement husband.
Crumbar puts a tux on.
I was more thinking the old man in the jail.
Oh no, you've already got 7 wedding rings for her.
6.
Oh, 6, sorry, you're
Yeah.
100%. It's because I was going through all the inventory stuff the other day on the assets. I'd read 7, obviously, 1 gone. So 7's burnt in. Was it 7 rings for the dwarfs? Is still burnt in my brain. Right, so, what are we thinking, Crumbar? Because I don't think finding a replacement husband is a great start. So what do you think you can do to be the best you can be at this trial, right? Like, what do you think you can do that isn't just be dwarf, for example, but like what is your battle strategy? What is your trial strategy here for Crumbar?
I really should have just fucking left where I'm off, shouldn't I?
You could get a bunch of visitors to come see you and then see if you can convince them to talk on your behalf.
A bunch of what, sorry?
Like, you could get people to visit him to be like, to give like testimonials.
Gather character witnesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, do you have enough time to prep them all so that they're all dwarf and it won't just add to the paperwork that they remember? It's a very dumb legal system of the more work we have to do, the less likely we're going to let it carry on.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing working against you, and you can meta knowledge that, because if you go and read a book on Dwarven law at some point, you will learn that, right? Because you've seen it from Dondrabella's meta, and it's easy enough to pick up in a fucking law book somewhere if you spend the time to read it. So, but I'm trying to think. So you have a trial coming up. You kind of basically prove that you are not directly responsible for all the deaths of those dwarfs. That's probably the bottom line of it, right?
Yeah.
So, why not, right? Prove I am not directly responsible for the dwarven deaths.
Prove my innocence?
I don't know if you are innocent, though.
Prove my right to...
I've never seen a word I've loved more than the word innocence that was spelt incorrectly, because
Prove
innocence
my
sounds...
right to freedom!
I don't know if anybody agrees with that. I just think you should stick with my suggestion of how I worded it.
I can't remember how you worded it.
I know you can't. So...
There was words I didn't know how to remember.
It's about you are not directly responsible for the dwarven deaths. So prove that you are not directly responsible. I don't know how you're going to do that.
Murdering everyone else.
No, I'm giving you the gold title. How you do that is up to you. But that would be what you're aiming at here.
Okay. I got this.
Oh dear. What is it? I don't see anything changing in your goals.
Prove there.
Sure. Yeah. Basically what I said, yep. Unless anybody else has got any issues with that, I think that's pretty good. Anything else to weigh in? Crumbar's goal? No?
Seems good.
Yeah? Because it's pretty much what you're trying to do. So, why dance around it? We know how much Kandir hates dancing around things. Right.
I bet she's a very graceful dancer, though.
Yeah, probably, to be fair. Gold chat going once, going twice, and I think goals are done. Yeah, good.
Gold.
Thank you. So, wrap up chat time. Let's just start with Grumbar. I think you did a very nice scene with Eremos. I'm not gonna lie. That was a nice scene.
I'm glad I didn't get pasted. that is definitely a plus. So yeah, I just think on happy thoughts, and just be happy that yeah. There's part of me now wishing that I did just go with him, but I think that would have just caused a lot more hassle down the line. All in all,
because you're trying to solve one problem by throwing in 10 problems to distract that one problem, and that ain't necessarily solving anything. So I personally think you probably made if I was a player, I think you made the right decision.
Yeah.
Face what you are responsible for, and do not take the blame for things you are not responsible for. Be dwarf.
Get something. Smashy chess.
Yeah, smashy chess win. Yeah.
Smashy chess win. At the end of the day, that's all I want, man. Smashy chess.
Do you have any final requests if the trial goes really badly? Yeah, can I get that game of chess that I was owed?
Yeah.
Still gotta get XP, guys.
Exactly. That's all I care about is how to XP, because I want my next levels, because oh my god, 6 levels. Disgusting. Yay.
Yeah. So
just need a fucking weapon now to go with it.
Anything else, bud?
Love you.
You too, buddy. Right.
That's very freedom.
Can we have the wino next, please, Serene?
Oh, me.
Yay. Hello.
Yeah, Serene just had a cash time. Bit of chilling, just following people along. Used to it, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was. I'm excited to see the next game. See what happens.
Find out the fate of
Crumbar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know his fate. He's been in that prison for far too long. But yeah.
And I can definitely tell why he has like a day's worth of time in that prison, at least before you get to him. Because it's just, I'm sure we were getting food. Is there still a food place open? Clink, clink, clink as bottles of wine roll out your bags.
Everyone turns into drunken Glaswegians.
Be yelling at the trial.
You're guilty! Nobody said anybody was guilty. Well, just your mother.
You're out of order. You're out of order.
I know I'm out of order. But I'm also drunk. What's your point? Yeah, perfect. Love it. Yeah. How does Serene feel the trial's gonna go?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think she has any idea how it's gonna go. Knows that Crumbar is not good at talking.
Are you kidding me? I totally talked today.
You did.
Yeah, you did, buddy.
You
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anything else, my dear?
No.
Good. Bastiel.
Yeah, interesting seeing where Crumbar took that. I like Flitwick a lot because when I went in, I expected to be, as always, the one who kind of pushed him to doing darker things. Let's just do this the hard way. Fuck it, Flitwick. I know this sounds weird, but just do it. But then he goes and destroys the bird, or partially. And I was like, you know what? You're on the level. We're gonna get through this. We can pull this off now. You know what I mean?
Keep in mind though, obviously to you that bird symbolizes a lot more than it does to him, right? Like to him that was like an afternoon fucking project, and to you that's like, wow, semblance of potentially a race, and he's just like, boop. Yeah. I liked the
Yeah, like when I see that, I just imagine him doing that to like a human or like something else that's living, all the same.
It's kind of why I was doing that awkward dance of, if we're doing this, we're gonna get is there blood everywhere when we hack off this arm? Is that what's gonna happen? Because he was looking at the bird's wing and then looking at your arm and be like, how similar is this? Hence his line of, we're gonna need a bigger table, or a taller table, I think he said. Yeah. Oh dear. I'm excited to see where that goes. That's quite fun because he is definitely somebody that's like, fuck it, let's see what happens. Right? That is definitely his approach to things.
That's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So happy with that.
Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit of a shorter session for us as well, and it's always dangerous giving MD any time in a bar in High Rock. We know this. If anything, we were remarkable to get it as short as it was. Frankly, yeah. Poor Asira.
Yeah.
Anything else, buddy?
No, all good. GG.
Problem. Arya.
Well,
I enjoy you breaking in the middle.
An
That was funny.
interesting all girls chat thing.
Thank you for including me. I appreciated it.
Well,
An honorary girl, I do appreciate it. I was in the sisterhood briefly.
We did have an all girls chat there.
It's good.
And,
any excuse to be Zadreka, to be honest. Quite frankly, she's great.
Oh, right. She is. She is. And yeah. So it's good to know that she does have a trump card. If we do at any point need to ask her for help. Which I hope we don't. And overall, it's just a case of like I just amused to see that Crumbar's not the only one that would completely
yeah.
Well, what's it? It's what interesting expression, something like that.
I don't think I quite heard that. What was what? Sorry, expression.
Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking from a different language and translating.
Okay.
Put his foot into it.
Yeah. 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 That works.
Okay.
Yeah. No Malafors here.
In Spanish,
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was nice to see that Crumbar wasn't the only one that makes up every so often.
Oh god, that was just good. It was so fucking.
It was hilarious. I loved it. But yeah, so now we're wanting to see where all these decisions take us, which is, interesting and also problematic. And I'm sorry, I'm not yawning because I'm bored. I'm yawning because I'm flailing, and I love you all. And
I'm very sleep deprived myself. Don't worry.
Quite a shorter session. Yeah, we're very sleep deprived in here right now. It's understandable, I guess.
When we listen back to this, and it's just all nonsense. None of it made any sense when we watch it back. Yeah.
Well,
anything else, my dear?
Not really, not just now, but as always, I had fun.
Good.
Enjoyed the session. Looking forward to next week's.
Excellent. Last but not least, Isla.
Yeah, so Isla's hair being white is maybe like a thing about like maybe she just is a blonde. It was definitely a blonde moment.
Yeah. It was so perfect. And I was like, she didn't just say that. I was like, oh, it's so good. Like,
I feel like she's been so good about like being like, I have to go and we have to have secret conversations, and then it's just like we just have to get the things done. And it's like, oh no, now there's another side quest.
Oh, so good. I told you if you hang around too long,
things happen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Isla's like gonna probably cry into her pillow tonight and just stress. But hey, got kissed by Cyril.
I mean, right? Right? You can mark off long-term character goal done.
Yeah. Tick. Has to maybe kiss Rasira. Less excited about that.
Yeah.
She's definitely going to rely on Arya and Serene to help her plot something there. She's going to be like, right.
The image I have...
Wing woman here.
The image I have in my head here, Isla, is you finally have to get to the scene where you obviously pass on whatever the fuck Cyril has done to you for this memory spell. And then you kiss him, and it just clicks to a shot of like his childhood home in the garden, and just a rock falls. Oh dear. We'll see if I remember that scene by the time we get to that moment. Who knows?
That'd be pretty good.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was nice to
Yeah.
see Flappy, panicky Isla being like, "Oh no, I've actually fucked up."
Oh
That was
no.
good. And then the bursting into the room going, by the way, oh my god, and there's someone and it's in this room too. Hello, peopling. It's good.
Oh, it's when you hang out with people who save the world, like you
Yeah.
forget that there are other important things. That you can't just
Yep.
pull a crumbar and announce everything to everybody. Apparently
You
that's
should.
only
It's
cool when
great.
Crumbar does it.
On the
I
plus
just
side, though,
got-
like there was very little repercussions immediately for what you've done,
Mhm.
unlike most of Crumbar's decisions. Yeah, so that's okay. That's good. Anything else, my dear?
No, that's me.
That's good. I thought I'd leave you to last for that exact moment, though, because it was just, it was so good. Palpable, yeah, so good.
Oh.
Anyway, guys,
Palpatine?
Palpatine, yes, unlimited
Yeah, of
awkwardness. That was super fun, guys. It was so good to be back as well. It feels like it's been ages, to be honest. So it was nice to be back, even if it was manic. It was still nice. And
Manic is definitely the word.
yeah, hopefully it cheered you guys up as much as it cheered me up, because it was definitely nice we picked me up. So we're kind of way over on what I scheduled for this particular session, but that's fine. We're still within our normal time limit. Thank you everybody for playing. Thank you everybody for watching, and goodbye everybody. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Boom.
Bye.